Kill me! I'm here! Kill me!
Hey everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of Batman, the 1989 Tim Burton DC adaptation of the Caped Crusader that will always be my favorite Batman movie, or at least it feels like it will always be. I mean, you know, I loved The Dark Knight, I loved Batman Begins, I loved Batman Returns, I thought The Dark Knight Rises was solid, but still the one that has the place in my heart is good. It still remains the original Batman. I remember when this movie came out, I was 7, and I remember it being such a gigantic deal. I remember going to a fast food restaurant and getting a Batman toy, a little Batmobile, and thinking it was the coolest thing in the world. And I remember the previews and absolutely loving it. And you know, back then it wasn't a movie that I was allowed to go see in the theater, but when it came out on video, I remember watching it and just being blown away. Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne and Batman is just absolutely awesome. Still, to me, my favorite performance, bar none. I thought Ben Affleck was really solid in Batman v Superman, even though I wasn't a big fan of that movie. I thought Christian Bale was good, but Keaton will always be my Batman, or at least, like I said, it feels like that now. You never know what'll happen in the future. They might make out one that's so good that it'll blow this movie out of the air, even though it has such a hallowed place in my heart because of, you know, nostalgia and just it was one of the movies that really introduced me to the concept of superheroes, which obviously you can probably tell by the Hulk like behind me and the Wolverine behind me, that is something that has kind of grown to mean something to me over the years. And you know, I just absolutely love this movie. And of course, Nicholson's Joker is so entertaining. I mean, just night and day from the Joker that you've seen adapted the last 2 times between Heath Ledger and Jared Leto. And you know, even though it is worlds apart from those, and there's no way, I don't know how anybody could possibly argue that anybody's portrayed the Joker better than Heath Ledger, but it will always be extremely entertained by Nicholson. And he definitely feels like more of like the clown prince, where he's much more of a clown, whereas Heath Ledger's character is much more of an agent of chaos. And you know, don't get me wrong, obviously Nicholson's Joker is definitely a very chaotic character as well, but he seems much more interested in having fun, whereas Ledger will like use violence and like does very grim things that seem completely out of the realm of possibility for Nicholson's version of the Joker. And you know, like I said, it's a very different take on the character than what you see now, but I still think it is absolutely fantastic and deserves a ton of respect. And then, you know, Kim Basinger, I had a pretty big crush on her as a kid, and her as Vicky Vale was great. And you know, Burton's style is all over this movie, and he does such a great job of bringing this world to life. And you know, it feels very dark and grim, but very fantastical in the same sense. And you know, that to me is a very interesting way of making a comic book adaptation, where you know it's kind of a little bit of both worlds. Whereas now, like, you know, the latest DC movies, all they go for is that gritty realism, and this movie has a bit of both. I mean, it definitely is closer to the fantastical side, but you know, I think it does have a interesting amount of both. There's other great performances as well. Like, I always liked Robert Wuhl as Vicky Vale's like kind of sidekick reporter. Billy D. Williams, I mean, guy can't do anything wrong. And you know, he's Harvey Dent, but he's kind of not Harvey Dent. He's, you know, but it's a character in and of itself. But you know, I always love seeing that guy do his thing. And then Jack Palance as Carl Grissom, the other crime boss that Nicholson's Joker is initially under, is great. And then of course, his Bob the Goon, Tracy Walter, is always been a character that has stuck with me ever since. You know, I absolutely love this movie. There's some interesting choices in it, like having the Joker be the one that kills the Waynes is definitely interesting. But you know, it's its own thing. It's definitely not as dogmatically faithful to the comics as some later flicks are, but it definitely gets the spirit of the character, I think, or the spirit of a version of the character, if that makes sense. Because I mean, Batman over the years has definitely run the gamut in the way that he's been portrayed, and I will always love this movie, and I definitely think that if you haven't seen it and you're a Batman fan, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. So those are my thoughts on the 1989 version of Batman. Let me know in the comments below what your feelings on it are. Please hit that like button. It does awesome things for my channel, and please hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. I love talking to you guys about movies, and that is definitely one way to ensure that you'll know when I put out videos, and I would be extremely appreciative of that. Other than that, have yourself a nice day.